Hello. I hadn't planned on doing our mind body tools class here in the car, and yet inspiration struck and I wanted to record as soon as possible. So this morning, as I was walking, I realized that I was pretty stressed. I could feel my breathing shallow. I could feel tightness in my chest, some discomfort in my body. And in that moment, I realized that I had a choice. I could listen to all of the thoughts that said I have to do certain things, my thoughts were telling me certain things were true. And then for a moment I said, are they actually true? And what do I actually need? And so I thought of this funny title for this maybe little episode, which is Stress is a Choice. Stress is a choice. And as soon as I said that, I said, oh, I hate that title. I hate it. Because I wanted to fall into the line of thinking that I was a victim of stressful circumstances. That stress happened around me. It affected me as someone who wasn't creating or doing the stress. When in fact, the way we react is our choice. Our own reactions are our choice. And so I want to spend a little time reflecting today, using some mind-body tools to reflect. And so I'm going to use a personal example from my life, and maybe it'll help you with a reflection. So I'll ask these couple questions. One, what happened that was stressful? And you'll spend time just writing down what happened. Number two, what happened or didn't happen that was in conflict with what I wanted to happen? What happened or didn't happen that was in conflict with what I wanted, right? If we're always getting what we wanted, we may not experience stress. Okay. And then the third thing, how did I react? What were the actions in relation to this stressful experience? And then the fourth is, what did I do after that to take care of myself? So I can give you an example. Yesterday, I thought my daughter had a broken bone. It was in conflict with what I wanted to happen. I wanted her to be in good health. And what was in conflict was that she was not in good health. And I thought it was a broken bone. And I spent the day very emotional, calling on the doctor, going to the doctors, finding out it wasn't a broken bone, which was great news. And yet still threw the whole day off because she was still ill. And then how did I react? I was sad. I cried. I spoke to some people in my life that care about her and I. And then what did I do to take care of myself? I laid in bed early. I listened to music. I chose not to do a couple things in the evening that I had, written on my to-do list to do. I chose to take the easier path. And so I'd like you to pause here and write down, you can do this with many events, but I'd like you to write down an event that happened for you and then the 4 answers to the 4 questions. What happened? What was different than what you wanted to happen? Either you expected something and it didn't happen, or something did happen that was unexpected. The third thing is, how did you react? You can talk about mental, emotional, physical. And then the fourth is, what did you do to take care of yourself? And I really want you to think about, what did you do to take care of yourself? Because what we know about stress is that if we have a stressful experience and then another one, and the stress just keeps building all day long, eventually something makes us react strongly. But if we have a stressful experience and take a moment to take care of ourselves, we can come back to parasympathetic nervous system dominance or homeostasis, or a more calm inner landscape. All right, so pause the video now and answer those questions for one or many events. All right, and then coming back to our class here. Stress is a choice, right? So we can have a stressful experience and then choose to employ a mind-body tool like a breathing exercise, a walk, calling a friend, resting, doing some yoga or exercise. We can use any of these tools to create a change in our nervous system, in our body, in our minds, and our emotions. The question is are we doing it, right? And I think that if we are doing it, we're enhancing our stress resilience. So I'd like you to look over your answers and really reflect here. One of the things when we step back and look, when we write down and then look at the answers, something that might come up is that we actually find there's more strategies that come out. So in that moment of my daughter being sick, the only strategy I employed was calling the doctor. I could have employed other strategies of sit and wait, give her Tylenol, call a friend. There are many other strategies, and I find that when I write things down and I'm looking at them in front of me, sometimes I can see something different, a little less biased, a little less emotional. So I want you to see in your stressful experience if there are other ways you could act after them. And you can use it as merely an exercise because perhaps the situation's totally over and there's no more acting to be done. So as an exercise, think of maybe 3 other ways that either you could respond emotionally, physically in action, or ways that your mind can process the experience mentally. You can pause the video here. All right, so we did our exercise in different ways that we can respond to stressful experiences. So coming back around to the beginning, stress is a choice, right? It's a choice to allow what's going on outside of us to affect us inside. It's a choice to allow those experiences to create changes in our body physically and mentally. And so the next time you have a stressful experience, see if right after the stress comes up, you can take some time to take some deep breaths, take care of yourself, all right? Notice what you want, what's in conflict with what you wanted to happen and what is actually happening. And then spend a moment stepping back. See if you can create more possibilities here. What are other strategies to use with this particular situation? And if you're like me, writing works really well to be able to stand back from the situation. Some people like to talk it out. You could even do a voice recording on your phone and listen back and kind of hear it as though it's someone else's story being told. Or reach out to a friend or a family member, somebody that loves you, to have them repeat it back to you. All right, it's a very powerful strategy, actually. Writing down what happened or telling someone else and having them repeat it back. All right. So I hope you found this useful today. Our recording is extra short because I really want you to spend the extra 10 minutes doing your own reflection of what is stressing you out and how many strategies are there that you can employ that maybe you didn't think of before that you can employ in the future if it's a reoccurring situation. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for practicing this mind-body tool with me.